Ananias and Sapphira were removed by death uh, from the early church, which was a holy church, a fruit-bearing church. These two liars could not stay in that church. I'm afraid they would have been very comfortable in some of our churches today. However, that's a interesting statement that he makes, is that maybe our churches are full of liars today. I don't know why he mentions these things but do not expound on them. But God would not permit them to remain in the early church. And so it should scare some of the churches today that might see people in them that are getting away, that have liars in them. Every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, to that it may bring forth fruit. The Greek word kathoiro, which means to cleanse. Some people consider the purging to be pruning, and he does that too, but it really means cleanse. There is no doubt that the Lord does some pruning. He moves into our lives and takes out those things that offend, and sometimes it hurts. He removes things that are hindering us. I can speak to the subject and confess that it hurts. I think the Lord was pruning me when he permitted me to have cancer. That is, J. Vernon McGee is speaking, and allowed it to stay in my body. He pruned out that which hurts our bearing fruit. One of the reasons so many of God's children get hurt by this method of pruning is that they get so far from God, so far out of fellowship. The closer we are to God, the less it will hurt. I can remember playing hooky from school, that is J. Vernon McGee, when I was a boy. We left our books at school and took off for the creek and went fishing. Although we didn't catch any fish, we had a lot of fun. Or he had a lot of fun. We came in about the time school was out to get our books before going home so our parents wouldn't suspect that we had played hooky. The principal of the school figured we would do this, and when we walked into the room, he walked in right after us and said, "Boys, I'm glad to see you." We had to go to his office, wait a while. While he got his switches. We had been through this before. One of the fellows with me had been through this many times, and he gave me some of the best advice I've ever had. He said that when the principal started switching, we should move a step closer each time instead of backing off. The closer you were to him, the less it would hurt. So the first time he hit me, instead of stepping back, I moved right in close to him. I got so close, I was where his fist was, and he wasn't hurting me at all. I have learned that it is really good advice when the Lord chastises us. Whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth. His chastening is not a sign that he is against us. He is trying to get fruit out of our lives. We tend to complain and move away from him, but if we draw close to him, it won't hurt nearly as much. However, the purging in this verse literally means cleansing. When I was in Bethlehem area, that is J. Vernon McGee, he saw that in their vineyards. They let the grapevines grow on the ground and they propped them up with a rock because the grapes get dirty and pests get on them. They actually go around and wash the grapes before they get ripe. So the Lord comes in our lives. He lifts us up and washes us so that we may bear more fruit. How